should be okay with the fact that I'm asking what business is it and what are we doing?
Who paying all the bills?
What you mean who's paying all the bills?
I'm just saying.
Even if you're paying all the bills, if I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm fucking and I'm sucking, it all goes hand in hand.
Jesus Christ.
Say that again. Say that again, because I ain't hear it.
Even if you pay all the bills, if I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm sucking,
all right,
and I'm fucking,
for sure,
I need to know what's going on.
Who the f you think you talking to?
but are you paying? Do the lights flick on and off? Can you get on Hulu and Netflix whenever you please? Do you got gas to do all the cooking?
Holding down a household is really a job.
What?
You are tripping.
What?
You need my income to get this house for us. We don't supposed to have this house.
Why? Because you're not gonna live in it?
No, hear me out. I'll put my income on the line, but as a man, you are the leader. You're supposed to provide. That means you already coming in the door above your means if you need all of my pocket.
No. It's about the bank. You gotta remember.
No, that's different. Like on paper.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
that's different.
So here's my thing, right? If we are trying to get this house, we can get a double the size house if both our incomes are on there. You dig what I'm saying? Regardless of who pays the bills, this, that, and the other, we're going for both of ours. So I'm trying to figure out why are you saying yours not coming into play?
If that's the game plan, you the leader. I'm following you, baby. Take my W2.
So your income is coming into play.
But you're paying that mortgage. It's not coming out of my pocket.
So what you gonna do? So what you gonna be doing with? So what, if I'm paying those bills, what are you gonna be doing with your money?
You paying everything else.
Me being me, everything else, investing.
Welcome to Lifestyle by SK. Wine, cigars, relationship, create a tapestry of extraordinary experience. And so, ladies, fellas, I want you all to hear me out in this episode because as you saw from the video, it tells you everything that you need to know about how some women think. Now, I'm going to speak to the majority. I'm not going to speak to the minority aspect of how women think because the ones that are doing what's right are actually more married than the ones that's talking and doing things like this. But we're gonna just break this down so that we can actually politely have a conversation and everything. So first and foremost, thank the creator of this particular video and the lady for expressing her viewpoint on how she views how the relationship should be. So I'm going to speak in terms of marriage because that is what I would want people in our community, in the Black community, to work more towards, to increase the number and increase the rate of Black people actually being married, because statistically we have the highest number of being unmarried in our community, and there are different reasons and factors behind that. And one of many factors behind that is examples of what you are seeing in this particular video here. And so let's go over the video first. She was definitely said that her man, and we're going to assume that her husband, he would need to pay all of the bills. And it is okay for him to use her salary from a numerical standpoint being filled into a blank on the application for a mortgage. And that is it. But her money is not going by any means towards any bills for the household. He is a provider and he is supposed to take care of everything. And she is going to invest her money, save her money, and whatever that she wants to do. Now, let's break this down a little bit so that we can make sure we're all getting the different angles and different perspectives of this. There are very few percent, the majority of Black people in its totality in the US, demographically and statistically, make around between $50,000 to $65,000 a year, maybe $75,000 with two incomes combined in a Black household. Now, we all know if we want to live in a nice community, homes in a nice community, at least in the state of Arkansas, you might get a decent house, maybe in a really nice neighborhood. You're probably going to pay close to about $2,000 a month. It's going to be higher in other states and cities across the U.S., but that's fine. But we're going to keep that in the number. But take, for example, if we're talking about Little Rock, Arkansas, okay? Little Rock, Arkansas capital, okay? If you go over to Chenal, Valley, Chenal Parkway, those homes are going to be very, very expensive over there. And the people more than likely in those homes are going to be high earners. There are going to be people who's going to be earning in the high six figures separately. So you're talking about households who have an income of between $300,000 to $1 million and over a year. And they have these very lavish homes that's, $600,000 to $2.5 million a year. Now, in that particular situation, you're going to have men who have an understanding with their wives. More than likely, they're going to be predominantly white in those particular areas. There are some nice homes up there. Do not get me wrong. There are some nice homes. But in those situations, the men and women in those homes, they have an understanding. The wife knows that she's going to pick up the kids from school. She's going to help the kids with their homework. She's going to give the kids a bath. She's going to fix dinner. She's going to make sure the hot meal is on the table. She's going to make sure the clothes are washed, clothes are ironed, everything like that. And that man is probably working somewhere downtown Little Rock, and he is bringing home money. He's bringing home money. But they have an understanding that in the situation that they're in, they're basically doing what this woman is talking about in the video, but they have an agreement beforehand because he's not having having to do any work with the kids. They're going to see her out shopping, going to the grocery stores, going to Sprouts, going to Whole Foods, or going to different places like that. She's going to be driving in a nice car. He probably put it up in a X5, an X7 BMW SUV. Not too many Escalades driving around, but you're going to see a couple of Yukon Denali's 2024s at the time of this video. You're going to see some things like that. You might, on occasion, see an S-Class Benz, a S550 rolling around. Nice, clean car. No tint. Nice. But they're going to have an understanding. She's going to know what her role is in that particular marriage relationship based on the income and the type of man that she is dealing with. But when you look at the Black community, we're going to break this down over here. What you're seeing is you're seeing this whole masculine energy. And this is speaking just to the majority of what we're seeing online, you all. So I'm not talking about the understood if there's people out there who this does not apply to. But when you're looking in the Black community, you're going to have women who want exactly that, but they're not willing to do the things that the women of the other races are doing in these other relationships. And so this video right here is just one of many examples that are out there. See, the thing is, when you and your spouse are not making enough income to be over six figures a year, you may not get a house that's the size of what is in that video. That video right there, that house that's on the side, looks like a pretty expensive house depending on where it's located at, but just the upkeep, the maintenance. So what she's saying is she wants to sit and look pretty in the house. She wants to look pretty sitting in the passenger seat as they're driving in their nice car. And that's not the reality, and that's not how it works, because the Black men are not going to go for that, especially if they're not making in the 7-figure mark. Now, high six figures, every blue moon, possibly the wife is still going to probably have some type of professional job, whether it should be a doctor or something like that, is going to happen. But I want to make sure to lay it out on both sides so that you're able to see and dissect the information, because we are so in tune from social media seeing Black women coming online and saying things like this, and this is pushing a lot of men away because they don't want to see this type of behavior anymore. They don't want to see any of this. And so they're going to go where it's quiet. They're going to go where they're respected. They're going to go overseas. They're going to be passport bros. They're going to continuously do that because they're going to find women who are cooperative, who are going to do what they are asking them to do. And here's the kicker. They're going to make her the stay-at-home wife. So the women internationally are going to get exactly what this woman is asking for. And she's not only going to be submissive to her husband, but she's also going to know her role in the relationship as well. But the way that this comes across is she's basically saying, I'm going to work just like you, which is fine because, you know, our great grandparents, our mothers and fathers, I'm going to push it back before the 1960s. Your grandma, your great grandma, your grandma and grandpa, your grandpa may have went out and worked. Grandma may have stayed at home and took care of the kids. She made sure that a decent meal was on the table, but she did not have access to work as what your grandfather did. We're in a generation now where women make just as much as men, sometimes even more in some spaces. Doctors, attorneys, and they are killing it. They are more educated than black men. But the problem is that a lot of you are growing up, you're going into college, you're going and getting in the student loan debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a degree. You're looking to come out to get a really nice job, 6 figures, and then all of a sudden you run into this magical guy that makes 6, 7 figures, and all of a sudden you don't want to work anymore and you want to retire, and you want him to retire you and put you into a house like this in this video, put you in a house and let you drive and live in the houses and cars I was just talking about a second ago. And that is what a lot of you want. But here's the thing. You two have to be on the same page if that is what is going to transpire out of that relationship. But I can tell you that when you are married, it takes 2 incomes to build a household. And it doesn't matter how much money that you make. It is so much easier because one person just doesn't get to invest their money and the other doesn't get to invest in anything. So the solution will be, and I'm giving you a solution in the video. Yes, I am. The solution is that if the both of you have that mindset like this woman have in this video, then the both of you need to be splitting them house bills right down the middle, and the both of you need to have the opportunity to invest your money how you see fit and grow externally. Whether you got separate accounts, same accounts, put money in a shared account, pay the bills out of that, and let it rock from right there. But what cannot happen is you cannot have what this woman is talking about in the video and you saving all your money and the man got an outflow of cash going to all the bills from light bill, gas bill, water bill, home maintenance, AC brake heat, paying for that, paying 2 car notes, insurance, car service and all that. He's paying all the bills and you just collecting your money directly from your W-2. Well, your W-2 employee collecting the money every 2 weeks from your job or however much you get paid, and you spending your money how you see fit and investing 100%. And you expect him to allow that? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And the dude that lets that happen is definitely going to be a simp 100%. But if you all have an understanding and that's going to work for you, and you all sit down and the man say, hey, he look at his wife and says, hey, I want to retire you. I don't want you to work. I want you to take care of the home, and I'll take care of 100% of everything else. And I know guys who have actually said this to people that they are dating, and they have been perfectly fine with it. But they have made enough money to be able to buy the things and have houses like what you see in this video like this. And so we as Black people, as I always say in all the videos, I want to see the statistics go down in us not being married, because there's currently a little over 50% now. But I would like to see those statistics go down. But how can we see that happen? We can see that happening by us really sitting down with the people that we're dating and actually vetting the people that we want to get married to, vetting the people before we even lay down and sleep and have kids by people, and really do things the right way, and then talk about how you and the person that you're with are going to build a strong foundation. A strong foundation is key to a successful marriage, because both of you need to know you're going in the same direction, not opposites. And this video that you saw this lady in was completely opposite. Definitely not one that I would say that you need to be looking out for men. So definitely avoid it. If you see a woman running towards you like this, avoid it at all costs. But everybody, just tap into the comments below, like, listen, and subscribe. Lifestyle by SK with Wine, Cigars, and Relationships, create a tapestry of extraordinary experience. You all have a good one.